Every deal you've ever lost, every opportunity that passed you by, it quite literally might have been decided the second they saw your body. Guys, if you were walking around like an absolute savage, ripped, jacked, do you not think people would respect you a whole lot more? And when people respect you a whole lot more, do you not think they would take you more seriously? And when people take you a whole lot more seriously, aren't they more likely to do business with you? Guys, this is obvious. You know this. Yet 99.9% of entrepreneurs, business owners, are still walking around just like everybody else in a body that screams, I don't even respect myself at the highest level. And guys, the world responds accordingly. The market will punish you. If you don't respect yourself at the highest level, why would they respect you at the highest level? People invest in people that invest in themselves. You see, you want your clients to trust you without a single word from your end being spoken. But get real honest with yourself. Look at the body you're in right now. It's not neutral, I can tell you that for free. It's either an amplifier of your power or it's a huge red flag for weakness. I can't tell you how many times I've not invested in something from somebody because I look at them and I can instantly see their own personal level of accountability. And if I think it's low for them, why would it be any better for me? Guys, this is no different with you. The higher you hold yourself, the higher people will perceive you will hold them. The greater your standards, the greater your presence, the greater your aura, the richer your life is always going to be. You become magnetic, guys. Success becomes effortless when you actually just start focusing on becoming the man and not avoiding the work that everybody else seems to avoid. And the shortcut to building that aura, building that power, is building the body, 10xing your self-image, building the only thing that literally can't be bought. Guys, when you're stacking wins on yourself like that, you'll have felt someone in the room before who literally has an energy. They don't even have to look at you and you can feel them. They're magnetic. That's literally because their own internal dialogue is, I know everything I want and I get everything I want and I work for it and nobody will fucking beat me. And even without communicating that verbally, the whole room can feel it. And every single one of them would follow that man through fucking battlefields. You see, most guys run to the journaling, they run to the breath work, they run to reading another book. But guys, these are just supplements. These are literally like the 0.1%, which is necessary once you've done the 99.9% and you're gonna see a benefit. But until then, it's literally pointless. But people run for all that stuff though, because it's change whilst remaining as comfortable as possible. That's the devil, guys. That's the little fucking bitch inside of you just running for the little marginal thing whilst you haven't even mastered the other 50%. Right now, guys, I guarantee you, if you're watching this video, you've got at least 50% capacity left in who the fuck you need to become. Stop focusing on the little breath work. Stop focusing on the journals and start doing the real shit that you know matters. If you're at 50, focus on the other 49.9 and then put in the 0.1%, guys. Like, your body is the foundation for everything. Everything in business literally comes from respect and status. So if you're not building the body that actually commands that, why do you think you can just read something from a textbook like everybody else can and it's even gonna work, guys? You see, what I want you guys to realize is, as much as knowledge is really important, if you're not becoming the man, it's completely irrelevant. Your next milestone, I guarantee you, is not just gonna come from a bit more breath work. It's gonna come from doing the real hard work and becoming the attractive character in business that people actually wanna do business with. Let me just bring this into reality for you guys. You're trying to be an F1 car around a racing track in an Audi A3. Now, yeah, an Audi A3 doesn't suck. It's better than a fucking old rusty Clio like I used to have. But you can blow the fucking nuts off an Audi A3 around a track all day, blow it the fuck up. It's fucked, it's tired, it's fucking foggy, it's still slow as fuck, and the F1 car can just cruise around without even trying and absolutely destroy you. Guys, you have to have a vehicle that is so fucking efficient and fast. Don't mistake fast with bad quality. You need to be fast. You need to be a high operator at the highest level performance. You need to be the F1 car. You can't carry on thinking, oh, I've got the A3, I'm better than my mates, you know, because you've done a little bit of work in the gym. You need to be a fucking high performance machine. Guys, there's a version of you where it would be impossible to have the problems that you currently face in your business if you actually just became them. You just become so magnetic. As an entrepreneur, guys, it's about becoming the man that actually attracts success. Being an entrepreneur isn't about hunting. It's not about chasing. It's about becoming the man, where it's just undeniable that you're actually going to have the outcomes that you want. And that version of you is going to require some fucking precision. And some of you guys may be going, oh, well, what about Elon Musk? Well, guys, are you a world level genius like Elon Musk? No. And if you were, you would not be watching this video right now, would you, on YouTube? You'd be sat on $1 billion empire. Guys, you need every fucking advantage that you can get to be as competent as possible. Guys, if Elon Musk was who he is with his genius brains and was also be walking around shredded, guys, the world would be more over for everybody else. Like, he had to be fucking nerfed somehow. But besides him, you do actually see all the old school entrepreneurs coming back into health, into peak performance, into fitness. You know, look at your Mark Zuckerberg, look at your Cardone, look at your Bezos. Like, guys, I believe Amazon was around 90 billion in revenue when he started his fitness transformation. Now it's 670. Now, yes, obviously Amazon was growing, but if you look at the graph from when he actually went all in on himself, it literally went like that. Now, guys, there's multiple reasons behind this, but nobody can deny that if he improves himself, his standards raise, his frequency increases, his ideas get better. When his standards increase, his way of operating improves, he's now perceived as a better leader, more respectable. His team work better for him, and the team is growing the business because of who he is. They're not going to follow Bezos the same if he's a fucking fat mess, right? Like, guys, from all the interviews I've heard from these guys, the only thing any of these say, like your Cardones, your Zuckerbergs, your Bezos, when I've watched all of these people, the only thing they say is they wish they didn't get into the health scene a whole lot fucking sooner. And guys, you can right now. It weren't that known 40 years ago like it is now. And these guys probably put you guys to shame with how they are now. And some of these guys, like Cardone's in his 60s. You've just got to become a savage. I'm not saying you need to go and be Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm not saying you need to go be a complete big fucking loser bodybuilder. Because no, you can get too big where as an entrepreneur you would be perceived as unintelligent. I honestly do think that is a real thing. You don't want to get too big. But for any of you guys who aren't a fucking dipshit, which is hopefully all of you, right? You know that you don't just go and do hypertrophy training for 1 day a week and you wake up too big. Like all of these fucking losers seem to fucking say, oh, I don't want to lift weights, I'm gonna get too big, right? You guys aren't fucking idiots, right? We just know, right? Let's use common sense. You want to look aesthetic. You want to have an authoritative physique. You at least need a fucking set of shoulders that actually come in, that you actually have a fucking nice, dense, thick chest, a big set of fucking shoulders. You look more intelligent. You look more authoritative. People are going to listen to you. You're mentally sharp. You cognitively operate like a fucking wizard, right? You need to be a high performance athlete. Guys, there's a reason my program is called the Elite Entrepreneurial Athlete. That's how you need to see yourself. As an entrepreneur, you have to train like an athlete. You want to be an entrepreneurial athlete. What I realize, guys, is the fastest way to scale in business, to build the best dynamic with your partner, because that's important too, and just move exponentially towards your goals, towards your North Star goal. It isn't more input, it's more alignment, between your body, between your mind, between your routine, between your mission. That's what's important. Like, one of the things I stress all the time with my elite clients is you have to simply become someone that is the man and operates in a way where it's effortless and would just be impossible not to have the results. And when you are that guy, when you look in the mirror and you know you're that guy, you will already have the results. The second you actually achieve alignment, you will have the results. Guys, it's not about trying. I don't know why so many entrepreneurs fall into this. I need to try harder. You need to be. When you go and turn the light switch on, it turns on. But you didn't try, it was just doing. You just need to do the highest performance operating shit that the highest level guys are doing. So I'm gonna run you guys through exactly what I work on with my elite clients. And guys, these are non-negotiable for all entrepreneurs in 2025 if you're actually fucking serious. Now, the first thing is really important. It's consciousness calibration. Okay, this is where we actually get a lot of clarity on who do you need to become personally and professionally. And then we're going to amplify that in the morning process. We're going to do what I teach my guys is AM assumptions and AM alignment. Effectively, the assumptions part allows them to basically get into the visualization of that highest version of themselves, everything they would have, and also not just like what they have, i.e. the Ferrari or the villa, wow, but like how they're actually operating, how they look, how they're moving through that day as the highest version of themselves. They're gonna see themselves, the physique they have, the energy they have, the clarity they have, the leadership skills they have, and they're gonna amplify that vision every single morning. So effectively, I teach all my guys, work from back to front, work from the North Star goal to now, and then work inside out. So heart out, right? We create the feeling from the end, not the feeling from our current reality. This is then gonna help us tap into the level of consciousness they need to be in. And that then helps alignment. Your heart's then gonna be telling you moves you need to make. You need to get leaner now. You need to hire that coach. You need to hire that person to work in your business. If you really wanna be operating like this level of person, you have to think with their level of consciousness, with your higher self-consciousness, not your current self-consciousness. Guys, for as long as you think with your current level of consciousness, that is a certainty of death for all of your future goals. The second thing, guys, is then the entrepreneurial athlete split. So I get my guys training 3 to 5 times a week, sometimes 3 to 6 times a week, depending on the individual. Hypertrophy style training, actually like building the aesthetic physique. Like we wanna look good. Okay, so hypertrophy style training, 3 to 6 times a week. We manage training volume, obviously for fatigue, but also so we can look at obviously where someone's body is right now and where that training volume and style of training needs to be to create the aesthetic. It's gonna be different for every single individual with their start point. The fourth thing is then what I call my CEO nutrition protocol. So this is getting the macronutrients dialed in. This obviously aligns with what phase in the roadmap they're in. But macros need to be nailed perfectly as an entrepreneur. You know, it would be very naive to think that you can just go run a generic carnivore diet and operate at the highest level, physically and mentally, right? There are benefits of a carnivore. You can be a bit sharper mentally, but then you look like a flaccid fucking little slug. Or it would be also very naive to just go and fucking do what all these bodybuilders say to do, who literally do everything so autistic, have spots all over the face, and then literally fucking can't think for fucking shit, right? Guys, you wanna look better than those guys. You wanna look better because you're gonna look aesthetic, but you're gonna look healthy, right? Which is really important when you're an entrepreneur. You wanna look healthy. That's where respect is gonna be on, right? You need to be mentally sharp. So you need the physique, you need the look of aesthetic, you need the look of performance, you need the look of health, but then you need the cognitive. Okay, so we got to have your macronutrients dialed in a very specific way where we're creating the body composition we want, but it's also allowing your brain to operate at the highest level as well. And the fifth thing ties into this then, guys, which is macronutrient timing. So as an entrepreneur then, what I do with my clients and I do it myself is we get very specific on where are your macronutrients in the day? So we've built the total macronutrients in a very specific way, but then when we look out across the day, where are we gonna put the protein? Where are we gonna time the protein, the carbohydrates and the fats, and even the water and hydration to really maximize not just the aesthetic and training performance again, but also performance in business? That's really important. The last fucking thing anybody should be doing, guys, just for a quick tip, is going to the gym first thing in the morning and coming out and having 130 grams of Cocoa Pops like a fucking bodybuilder and then going into work on their fucking business. That's retarded. Just saying, guys. Then the sixth thing is founder stack. So all the supplements that I would take and I would obviously work on specifically with all the clients. And effectively, this is just to manage everything from peak hormones, peak health. Obviously, we look at where there are deficiencies in the clients, but then also how we can just enhance cognitive performance as well as physical performance. So nice and simple with supplements. Then the next thing is number 7, the daily blueprint, non-negotiable daily blueprint. You shouldn't just have a daily blueprint just because it sounds cool. As an entrepreneur, it's non-negotiable. You don't go to sleep unless you've done it. And if you do go to sleep before you've done it, you're fucking gay, right? And you will suck dick compared to the guys who do it every day. And guys, it's not about being some impulsive person and just being like, oh my God, I'm gonna do everything perfect for 1 week, right? You know, if you do that with your business, it doesn't fucking work, right? You have to have a daily process. You have to have a process that you do every day and it edges you forward every single day. So this whole umbrella of what we're working on, it's boiled into simple daily habits that every single guy can do every single day. And the final thing that we work on, this is especially important, obviously inside some of the course material I throw in there and on the weekly calls, is Mastering entrepreneurial paradigm. So actually how you're going to go through all of these setbacks, challenges, wins as an entrepreneur. So you need to work on vision, you need to work on abundance, resilience, stress, management, leadership, even stuff like relationships and how you manage that and staff, like all of these things. It's all important, guys. And the more you embody this standard in everything, body, mindset, mental performance, business, guys, you become allergic to this softness. You become allergic to this bullshit, to mediocrity, to the fucking devil. You know, everything gets better. Your content sharpens, your execution tightens, your woman fucking actually becomes a woman and softens, and she now wants to get fucked by you, right? She now wants to be the housewife because you're actually taking fucking control and operating from such a high level, right? If you want to know if you're a good leader, guys, how well does your fucking dog behave and how fucking womanly is your missus, right? It's really important, guys. But just think about it. How much is you just being average? Yeah, you're the Audi A3, you're better than the fucking Clio, but how much is it actually costing you having this lack of clarity, moving with a lack of certainty, having that brain fog? You know, I was working with a guy a few months back, and he was doing he was doing pretty much $1 million on the fucking screws in revenue. After working with me for 4 months, he shoots me a message. He goes, Tom, we've added 37% to our fucking revenue. I was like, yeah, no shit, bro. Now, I weren't coaching him on the business stuff like I do in my brand program. This was just him operating like Bezos, you know, like fucking Zuckerberg, like Cardone, right? Like all of these guys. This was just him taking his own personal standards, his own way of operating up to the highest level, mindset, fitness, and mental clarity. And his business blows up. Like, how much is it costing you? Just think about it. So he added 370,000 revenue to a 7-figure business in 4 months, right? How much is it actually costing you, you not being that guy? Guys, if you want more information on how you can work with me inside my elite, guys, only for entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs like in the making, you know you want to get into business, you just know you need to become more the guy. Don't message me if you've got no interest in fucking crushing life, like dominating life. But guys, you can click the link below, you can check out the video. I will then shoot you a message and we'll discuss obviously your goals personally and professionally. And we could roadmap out what you need to work on moving forwards to get you to that next level. All right, speak soon.